How are you? I hope you all are well and safe. Okay, during the previous day, I just went through over the poems of class 10. You know, I am from PKD Academy, Pradip Dash. Now, today, I am going to start the short stories of class 10. The name of the story, A Face in the Dark. This story is written by Ruskin Bond, who is an Indian writer of British descent. His prolific writer. He is famous for his story written for the adults and the children. Here, the story is about a teacher who was one day returning from his school at midnight through the path in a hill station, Shimla. Okay, now I am going through the poem. You just listen. Sorry, not poem, a short story. You just listen with rapt attention so that you can gather the idea of the story from the very beginning and you can answer the questions very perfectly. That's why I am going to read the story. Follow me. Mr. Oliver, an Anglo-Indian teacher, was just returning to his school late on night on the outskirts of the hill station of Shimla. From before Kipling's time, the school had been run on the English public school lines, and the boys, most of them from wealthy Indian families, wore blazers, caps, and ties. Light magazine, in a feature on India, had once called it the Eton of the East. Mr. Oliver had been teaching in the school for several years. The Shimla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurant, was about 3 miles from the school. And Mr. Oliver, a bachelor, usually strolled into the town in the evening, returning after dark when he would take a short cut through the pine forest. When there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad, eerie sound that kept most people to the main road. But Mr. Oliver was not nervous or imaginative man. He carried a torch and its gleam. The batteries were running down, moved finally down the narrow forest path. When its flickering light fell in the figure of a boy who was sitting alone on a rock, Mr. Oliver stopped. Boys were not supposed to be out after dark. When are you doing? What are you doing here, boy? Asked Mr. Oliver sharply, moving closer so that he could recognize the miscreant. But even as he approached the boy, Mr. Oliver sensed that something was wrong. The boy appeared to be crying. His head hung down. He held his face in his hands, and his body shook convulsively. It was a strange, soundless weeping, and Mr. Oliver felt distinctly uneasy. Well, what is the matter? He asked, his anger giving way to concern. What are you crying for? The boy would not answer or look up. His body continued to be racked with silent sobbing. Come on, boy, you should not be out here at this hour. Tell me trouble. The boy looked up. He took his hands from his face and looked up at the teacher. The light from the torch fell on the boy's face. If you could call it a face, it had no eyes, ears, nose, or mouth. It was just a round, smooth head with a school cap on the top of it, and that's where the story should end. But for Mr. Oliver, it did not end here. The torch fell from his trembling hand. He turned and scrambled down the path, running blindly through the trees and calling for help. He was still running towards the school buildings when he saw a lantern swinging in the middle of the path. Mr. Oliver stumbled up to the watchman, gasping for breath. "What is it, Sahib?" asked the watchman. "Has there been an accident? Why are you running?" "I saw something horrible. A boy weeping in the forest, and he had no face." "No face, Sahib?" "No eyes, nose, mouth, nothing." "Do you mean it was like this, Sahib?" asked the watchman, and raised the lamp to his own face. The watchman had no eyes, no ears, no features at all, not even an eyebrow. And that's when the wind blew the lamp out. For today, I have read up to this. Whatever I have read today, I'm just going to explain shortly. Catch it and keep it in your mind about the story. Mr. Oliver, an Anglo-Indian teacher, was returning to his school late night on the outskirts of the hill of Shimla. From before Kipling's time, the school was running on English public school lines, and the boys, most of the rich family and aristocrat family, just came to the school. Most of them were wealthy Indian families, wore blazer, caps, and ties. Life magazine, in a feature on India, had once called it the Eden of the East. Mr. Oliver had been teaching in this school for several years. The Shimla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurant, was about 3 miles from the school. Mr. Oliver, a bachelor, usually strolled into the town in the evening, returning after dark, when he would take a shortcut through the pine forest. When there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad, eerie sound that kept most of the people avoid the lane or path. But Mr. Oliver, just at the time of returning from his school, he just used to take the path for making short cut. He was not a nervous or imaginative man. He carried a torch, and its gleam, the batteries were running down, moved fully down the narrow forest path. One day, he was coming through that path with this torch. The light fell on a boy sitting on a rock. He was surprised seeing a boy at night because he thought that the school boys should not be come out at night. So he reached to the boy, and with the torchlight he saw the boy was crying. He asked the boy why he was crying, but the boy did not say anything. He asked the boy why he had come out from home at this late night. Still, he felt that the boy was sobbing. He got angry and asked the boy again what is the reason he was crying. He asked him what was the matter. Still, the boy did not answer him or look up. He was sobbing only. The boy looked up. He kept. He removed the hands from his face, and the light of the torch fell on the face. The teacher was, that means Mr. Oliver was surprised. He saw there was no eyes, no nose, no mouth. There was not a face at all. He got panicked and he began to run. The story did not end here. Maybe ended here, but did not. The torch fell down from his hand. He was trembling. He running and he ran and just was calling for help. He was running. He was running and running. He saw a lantern swinging. It was the watchman. He saw the teacher running. He asked the teacher, what happened? Was there any accident? Then Oliver stopped and trembling and told the watchman he had seen a face. It was not a face at all, without nose, without eyes, without mouth, even without eyebrow. Then the watchman asked him, was the face like it? And just took the lamp to his own face. The watchman had also no eyes, no mouth, no nose, no eyes, not no eyebrows, nothing at all. Just at that time, the lamp blew out. Okay, dears, I have already explained whatever I have read today. Now I am going to explain the context into Bengali. The Oliver, the teacher, Anglo-Indian teacher. Oliver একজন অ্যাংলো-ইন্ডিয়ান টিচার, একটা ইংলিশ ভার্সন ইংলিশ দ্যাট মিনস ইংলিশ মিডিয়াম স্কুলে পড়ান। স্কুলটা সিমলা হিলি এরিয়া, পিকচার্স কিউটা দারুণ সেই শহরের। স্কুল থেকে শহরটা হচ্ছে তোমার 3 মাইলের মতন হবে। স্কুল থেকে সিমলা শহরে বিকালবেলা বেরিয়ে যান, একটু ঘোরাফেরা করে। স্কুল থেকে সিমলা বাজার, ব্যাংক, সিনেমা হল ইত্যাদি জিনিসগুলো 3-4 কিলোমিটার দূরে। তাইতে সে বিকালবেলা বেরিয়ে যায় শহর ফহর ঘুরে, রাতে গভীর রাতে সে ফেরে। সে ফেরার সময় সে সিমলা শহরের একটা পাইন ফরেস্টের মধ্যে দিয়ে একটা রাস্তা আছে, সেই রাস্তাটাই ব্যবহার করেন সংক্ষিপ্তভাবে আসার জন্য। সেই ফরেস্টে যখন ঝড় ফড় ওঠে তখন ওখানকার লোকেরা ওই রাস্তাটা অ্যাভয়েড করেন, কারণ ওই যে পাতার ঘড়ঘড়ানি শব্দ, ওইটা একটা দুঃখ এবং ভয়ের পরিবেশ তৈরি করে তার জন্য। কিন্তু মিস্টার অলিভা ওই রাস্তাটাই বন্ধ করে একটা টর্চ লাইট নেয় আর হেঁটে হেঁটে পথ দিয়ে আসেন। তো একদিন যথারীতি সে টর্চ নিয়ে ওই রাস্তা দিয়েই আসছে। তা হঠাৎ সে দেখে একটা ছেলে ওখানে বসে আছে। সে টর্চ ফেলে, দেখে ছেলেটা কাঁদছে। সে অবাক হয়ে গেল, এত রাতে একটা স্কুলে পড়া ছেলে কেন বাইরে বসে থাকবে। তার একটু অদ্ভুত লাগলো। সে সামনে গেল, গিয়ে দেখে ছেলেটা কাঁদছে। সে তাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করলো, বাচ্চা তুমি কাঁদছো কেন? সেটা কোনো উত্তর দিল না। তুমি এত রাতে এখানে কেন? ছেলেটা কোনো উত্তর দিল না। তো ধরুন আবার জিজ্ঞাসা করলো, তোমার কি হয়েছে? সেটা ফুপিয়ে ফুপিয়ে কাঁদছেই, তোমার কি হয়েছে? সেটা কোনো উত্তর দিল না। সে তখন অলিভার বলল, এই উপরের দিকে তাকাও। সে তখন তার মুখের থেকে ক্যাপটা সরালো। অলিভার তখন টর্চ লাইটটা মুখে গিয়ে পড়লো, দেখলো যে অদ্ভুত অদ্ভুত এক কাণ্ড। ছেলেটার চোখ নেই, নাক নেই, মুখ নেই, আইবুড়ো নেই। সে অবাক হয়ে গেল। সে দৌড়াতে লাগলো, তার হাত থেকে টর্চ লাইটটা পড়ে গেল। সে সাহায্যের জন্য চিৎকার করতে লাগলো। এরকম সময় সে একটা জ্বালানো ল্যাম্প দেখতে পেল। সে ল্যাম্পটা ছিল ওয়াচম্যানের কাছে। ওয়াচম্যান তখন জিজ্ঞাসা করলো, স্যার কি হয়েছে? কোনো কি দুর্ঘটনা ঘটেছে? তখন অলিভার বলল, না রে, আমি এমন একটা মুখ দেখেছি, সেটা মুখ নয়, সেখানে চোখ নেই, নাক নেই, নোজ নেই, এই মুখ নেই এবং আইবুড়ো নেই। কি বলেন স্যার? তখন সে ওয়াচম্যান আলোটা নিয়ে তার মুখের সামনে দিয়ে বলল, স্যার এরকম কি? তখন সেই মুহূর্তে ল্যাম্পটা নিভে গেল। এই অবধি আমি আজ পড়েছি। ওকে গাইজ and here's you follow us with wrapped attentively, and to help others just share it, like it, comment it, and whatever you have problem you can comment us with YouTube channel. We have the YouTube channel PKD Academy, you know the best. So just with us, being with us, and makes your preparation about the stories, poems, languages, everything will be delivered day by day. Okay, goodbye. See you again.